Jake here for American Trucks, and in this video I'm taking a look at the 4-inch drop sniper running boards in textured black, fitting 2009 to 2018 Ram 1500 crew cabs. Now these steps are going to appeal to the Ram owner who's on the hunt for a strong and affordable side step. They have a cool style, a high load capacity, and an affordable price tag, so they make a great addition to any truck, whether it's one that works hard, plays hard, or just needs to look cool. Now we get a lot of side steps through the doors here, and they're easily one of the most popular modifications that owners make to their trucks, whether they're planning other modifications or not. Now these are some of the cooler options that I've seen personally, and I like these for a couple of reasons. First, they have very unique style to them. Described as a pentagonal shape, they look a bit different than a typical round or square tube side step. And uniqueness is good. You don't want your truck to look like everyone else's. That's why we modified. Now these have the big benefit of featuring a large side step as well. These measure about 5 inches in width and about 16.5 inches in length, and they've got a 4-inch drop from the main bars, hence the name. So even if you've got heavy duty footwear on, you're gonna have room and you're gonna have grip here. Now these bars also have a weight capacity of 500 pounds each, so they'll be able to handle pretty much anything you can throw at them. And it makes it very easy to access the cabin or the roof of your truck should you need to do so. Now these are a one-piece bar. They come out of the box just like this. So the steps do not detach, but that makes them a very solid platform. And they don't drop down too terribly far. So if you do find yourself out on a trail or a rough road or job site somewhere, these aren't gonna negate all your ground clearance either. And they do sit up pretty close to the rockers of the truck as well. So should you happen to catch them on something or get hit in a parking lot, these are gonna take the brunt of the hit instead of that job being taken up by the body of your truck. And that's a good thing because these bars are also pretty heavy duty. They're made using heavy duty carbon steel for the main tube and step pad, and again, they are fully welded together. They're topped off with an E-coating and then a black texture powder coat over top of that for extra protection against rust and corrosion. So needless to say, these are very well protected from not just rust and corrosion, but also the rest of the elements and any kind of impacts they might take. So they should be able to stand up to whatever you can throw at them. Pricing is also a highlight here, and it's one of the other things I like most about these, as this set is only gonna run you about $275. That makes them a really affordable option. Now, while these aren't gonna be the big old fancy electronic steps, you're getting a lot of protection and some cool style for your money here. Now, I like something simple and clean when it comes to side steps, and these are a great choice for your build if you like that as well, especially if you want something that's a little bit more unique. As far as installation goes, we're gonna give these a 1 out of 3 on our difficulty meter, and the job should take you about 2 hours to complete. Now these are a totally bolt-on installation, and they come with all the hardware and bracketry that you need included in the box. This is just one example. Not much more we can say about it here, so with that, let's head on out to the shop and we'll walk you through the process.
The tools you'll need for this project are a ratchet, a 10mm and a 13mm socket, a 6-inch extension, a 10mm and a 13mm wrench. Hi everyone. Today we're installing a set of side steps on our Ram, so let's get started. Now before we get started, there's a couple things we need to point out. One, if you have a 2009 to 2012 model, these holes on the bottom of the pinch weld will not be there, so you will have to drill them out, and you'll need a 1/4-inch drill bit in order to do that. And we'll talk about that later when it comes time for you to actually drill the holes. The other thing is, some of the models may not have threaded inserts on the back side of the rocker panel for you to be able to attach your main brackets. If you do not have the threaded inserts, what you're going to use is the supplied threaded bolt bracket and these plastic retainer clips to go inside the rocker panel, and these retainer clips will hold everything in place so that it doesn't fall back inside, so that you can attach the bracket. And we'll point those out once we get down underneath the truck. All right, so here's the main hole that you're gonna slide that bracket into that we talked about earlier. If you do not have these threaded inserts already in your vehicle, what you'll do is you'll slide that bracket in through here with the bolt coming through this front hole, if you do not have the threaded inserts. And then what you'll do is put one of the plastic retainers on there to hold it in place while you attach the bracket. Now, since we've already got our threaded inserts, we don't have to worry about that. We can just go ahead and install our bracket. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna use this side of the bracket that's got the one slotted hole in it, put that up against the rocker, and using an 8mm bolt that's provided in the kit, along with a flat washer and a lock washer, we're going to go ahead and put that into place. Now we're not going to tighten it down just yet. We'll wait until we get all of the brackets installed and get the side steps installed as well. Make sure that we get everything level, and then we'll tighten everything down. All right, now the support bracket has got two slotted holes in it, and these are the holes that are going to be bolted to our pinch weld. Now, like I said, if you've got an 09 to 12 model of the truck, you're not going to have these holes drilled, so you're not going to be able to put this on just yet. What you will do, though, is use one of the 8mm bolts that's supplied in the kit and attach the support bracket to the main bracket with the bolt and two flat washers and a nylock nut. So what we'll do, we'll put it up against the pinch weld like this. We'll run our bolt and our nut through here, and we'll just let it sit there for a while until you get the holes drilled. But since ours already has them drilled, we'll go ahead and use the 6mm bolts with flat washers and nylock nuts and get that attached. All right, so we're gonna put our bracket on the inside of the pinch weld, put our bolt with the flat washer through the outside, set our bracket on top, put another flat washer on, and then using one of the 6mm nylock nuts, we'll start that on there as well. Now we can put the other bolt through the other hole. With another flat washer on the outside and a nylock nut. Now once we've got that attached, then we can put our other 8mm bolt through the support bracket here and attach it to the main bracket. So again, we're using an 8mm bolt with a flat washer. Slide it through both brackets. Use another flat washer. And then a nylock nut. Like I said, we're not going to tighten any of those down just yet. We'll wait till everything is attached. But now you can go ahead and repeat this process for the middle bracket and the rear bracket. Now, one thing I do want to mention here is that these main support brackets here are side specific, and they are stamped on each one, either with a D for the driver's side or a P for the passenger side. Now the smaller support brackets are not stamped, but they are side specific as well. And one way you can determine which one is which is once you've got your main support bracket attached to the vehicle, you can place the smaller support bracket against the back side of the pinch weld, and if the slotted holes on the main and the small support bracket do not line up properly, then you know you've got the wrong smaller support bracket, so you'll need to get the other set. The other thing is that the steps themselves are also side specific. And if you look at each side step, towards the front of the side step, they are stamped on the bottom with a 08 dash either L or R. L is for the driver's side, R is for the passenger side. So we've got ours ready to go, so let's go ahead and get this attached to our brackets and tighten everything up. Now if you've got an extra set of hands, that'll be great. If not, what I like to do is start from the center to give me support to hold it up while I attach the rest of them. Now the kit does come with these combination bolts that have the flat washer and the lock washer already attached to them. So what we'll do, and as you can see, we've got threaded inserts on the bottom and on the back side. So we'll just line those up on our brackets and insert our bolt to the bottom. And and then do it on the same thing on the back side. And now we know it's not going to fall. We can do the same thing for the front and the rear brackets. All right, now that we've got everything attached and our boards are attached to our mounting brackets, now we can go ahead and start tightening everything up. So the first thing we're going to do is use our 13mm socket and tighten up the bolt on the back side of our rocker panel here for our main mounting bracket. Next thing we're going to do is tighten up the 2 bolts through our pinch weld. Now, if you've got the 09 to 12 model and you don't have these holes here, what you can do is go ahead and make sure that the support bracket is flush against the back side of the pinch weld. Go ahead and tighten down the 13mm bolt here. And then we'll go ahead and tighten down our bolts on the back side of our step. And once we've got that done, then you can go ahead and use a marker to mark where the holes are at on the support bracket here for the pinch weld. We'll go ahead and use our 10mm socket and our 10mm wrench to go ahead and tighten down these support bracket nuts and bolts. So we'll go ahead and put our 10mm wrench on the bolt side and our socket on the nut side. And go ahead and tighten those down. And now we'll use our 13mm socket and our 13mm wrench to tighten down the bolt that holds the 2 brackets together. Now we'll also use our 13mm to tighten down the bolt that holds the step to the support bracket. And then you can use an extension on your socket to go ahead and get the one on the back side of the step. And now you can repeat that process for the other 2 brackets. Now that we've got our driver's side completely installed and everything tightened down, we can go ahead and repeat that whole process for the other side. And that wraps up our review and install of the 4-inch drop sniper running boards with the textured black finish for your 09 to 18 Ram 1500 crew cab. Thanks for watching, and remember, for all things Ram, keep it right here at AmericanTrucks.com.